type ink or something on there. You'd think that would sell. They're just really neat cards. There's a lot of them out there. It's Easter time. And today I got 19 cards sold, 13 on eBay, 5 on Etsy, and 1 on Hip for 19 cards. $97. Not too bad. So we're going to go over Easter cards as a special topic. Like I did before, I don't do a lot of holiday cards, but I do have a lot of examples to show you, and we'll look at the pricing. And then stats. Instead of a poll today, I've been keeping track of how many postcards sold on eBay, Etsy, and Hip since the first of the year. And I'm going to show you between January, February, and March what the percentage are for each month, postcards sold total, and also what day of the week people buy postcards the most, percentage-wise. So that'll be later on in the video, so stick around. And then I got some viewer comments we'll go over at the end, see what some of the users are saying. But let me get into some of these cards that sold, and I'll knock those out and we'll get into Easter. So the first one that sold was 3 prints of the boat, naval ships, and these sold for $14 total, about $4.55 a piece. They're all the same. This is the Cumberland Sound, USS Cumberland Sound AV-17, and it has the name right up there. These are about continental size, and there's 3 of them together, and he bought me out. I sold out of these. So that's what I like with these cards. And some people say, well, you should only put 1 card up, Mark, and that way people think you don't have a lot, and it'll prompt them to buy it. Well, when I did these naval ships, I just counted up what I had and put them in the box, so list and forget. And it's working out where people are buying multiple cards. So this gentleman bought 3 cards. I've had people buy 10, 12, 15, 20, 5. It's working out. It makes it easier to manage. If I got 100 cards, I just put a quantity of 100 on eBay and just let it count down. When it gets to about 10, I pull them out and make sure there's 10 in there and I didn't count wrong. But it's been working out that way pretty well. And I see their point. If I only put 1 or 2 up there, they think they're scarce, they might buy it more. But in the long run, I didn't want to sit there and have to keep adding 5 to quantity, adding 5 to quantity. I just counted them all out and do that. Next card that sold was from that special collection, that private collection I bought that I've been doing the videos every Saturday on. And this one came out of album 5, and it's the Rhode Island with the rooster. If you've been watching those videos, you know I put up some of these Rhode Island I didn't know if rooster, a chicken, has anything to do with Rhode Island. But this sold for $4.55. It's just touristy card type thing. But that'll be going out. Next card is Presbyterian Home and Chapel, Evanston, Illinois, which is north of me, on the other side of Chicago. Evanston's not an easy town to get to for me. I did work up there in some of the office buildings for phone systems, and I dreaded every time. It was always a long haul to go through the city. I'm south of Chicago, and I had to go all the way through the city to the north side, and it's just like a landlocked type town. A neat town, but it was just, you had to be there before traffic and try to get out either before or after traffic. Sometimes I would just stay until 7, 8 o'clock and then drive home. So that sold for $4.55. The next one is SS Delta Queen. It's a steamboat. Looks like on the Mississippi or somewhere. $4.55. Posted card, 1960s, from Memphis, Tennessee. So it's probably along the Mississippi or Ohio River. $4.55 for that card. Then I sold another one of those ship photos, the 6x3s ship photos, for $8.55. So that number has been working out really well. This will go in a envelope with a stamp and a label, so that goes against my top rated seller that I've been struggling with. eBay did give me a grace period to April or sometime, whatever, to keep top rated seller, but I think I'm okay now. I think it was when I first put those photos up and the covers, these first day covers that are not covered on eBay standard envelope tracking, I think that's what got me, and they've kind of leveled off. So I think once they do a look back 3 months, so I think I'll be okay with top rated seller. But I never had it before. I don't think it's really going to hurt, but you can watch that video. It's got a picture of a toilet on the thumbnail where I said I'm losing top rated seller, and you'll see why in the stats. The next one I sold was the Pentagon. A lot of people don't list these types of cards, but that's the Pentagon. Really neat view of it. Airview. Sold for $4.55, Chrome card. Unposted. But that's a neat view of the Pentagon. And with what's going on, that's a really cool card. The next one is a Bohemian climbing a coconut tree. Bohemian climbs for a coconut was the title. There he is right there. He's climbing up to get a coconut. Caribbean. Always pick up Caribbean cards. They don't sell top dollar sometimes. They're sold for $4.55. But look at that. There's a guy climbing a tree, and it actually says Bohemian climbs for coconut right there. And this was 1964 on there. Let me do a couple more cards here, then we'll get into Easter cards. This is the boardwalk on Ocean City, Maryland on a Sunday afternoon. I would probably say it's in the 60s with the dress. I could be wrong. I'm not good with clothes. But it's just a nice gathering of people that you don't see nowadays with everything going on. But that's Ocean City, Maryland, $4.55, unposted Chrome card. Easy sell. I knew that would sell. And here's another one of the prints, and this is actually on stiffer cardstock. USS New Orleans CA-32. I've sold a lot of these cards here on there. It's just, this one is not as flimsy. This is on stiffer, so it'll go in a continental size sleeve. Then I sold the first day, or a cover, naval cover, and this is USS Nueces. Right up there you'll see the name of the boat, and that's what they stamped it on. There's nothing inside this one. It's just the envelope with the stamp, 1946. That'll go in an envelope and a stamp. That sold for $4.55. A lot of those covers, if you look on eBay for naval ship covers, that's what they're called, is what I search on. They're selling for $1 and $1 shipping, $1 free shipping, stuff like that. There was no way I could sell those for what I bought them for and what I need. And I've been putting them up for $4.55. Even though eBay comps say $1 is the average, I've been getting $4.55, and I've sold maybe 100 of those things. And I got another 1,000 to put up. They're not fast sellers, so they're on the lower priority of the list. But the last card that sold on eBay, and I'll save the Etsy ones until after the Easter cards, is Virginia Tobacco Field. They're picking tobacco in Virginia. I would say this is a chrome card more than a white border card. You can see the glistening, see? So that would be a chrome, but there's a button. They're getting the tobacco out. Virginia bright tobacco being harvested. Pretty neat card, unposted, $4.55. So all those sales on eBay right there, 13 cards, $70. Very easy to pull, very easy to pack on there. Now let me get into Easter. Holiday cards, Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, St. Patrick's Day, New Year's Day. I don't actively source those cards unless they're really older ones and ornate stuff, and maybe not even that. I just have a tendency, they don't sell well for me. And you'll see some of the cards I've had in the store for a couple of years, and I'm not going to price them at $1 to get rid of them. They'll just sit. Let me go through what Easter is, and then we'll go through some of the cards that I have, and then we'll hit the pricing, and you'll see what I mean about that. But Easter postcards. The tradition of sending Easter postcards to relatives and friends developed during the end of the 19th century. Although only a few were sent in 1898, the cards subsequently became popular worldwide. In the beginning, monochrome as well as color cards were printed. A lot of the time, the center of the cards contained an oversized egg in the beginning. So you'll see eggs for Easter cards and stuff like that. During the first years during which Easter postcards were sent, the front side was empty. This was because the post offices were allowed addresses and stamps on the backside only. So they would leave the front open for drawing and stuff like that, but then they figured out they could put a writing tab on and stuff like that. But some of the early ones you might find that are just writing on there, and I don't think those would sell too well. The German publishers were leading in the production of Easter postcards before the First World War. Older German cards, that's what, if I'm looking for these cards, that's what I'd be looking for, is made in Germany. They were the top people making cards. And during the war, children were replaced with soldiers, and a military appearance of the Easter bunny was common. So if you see Easter card with a military bunny, it's probably during the war. You might want to check those out. That's what I would probably look at, that because it's a little bit of a novelty. The number of Easter postcards have declined through the Second World War and continues to this day due to email and social media. You know, the way people use their phones, sending Facebook and different things. The first class mailing of postcards and stuff has declined, and it continues. But when you're out looking for cards, you wanna, there's a lot of artist signed cards, like John Winch, Clap Saddle, different things like that. In the bottom corners, you look for the artist signed. Those are some of the top ones out there. Doesn't mean they're gonna sell for hundreds of dollars, but they're well known, some of the artists there. But let me show you a couple cards that I got in my collection, or they're in my store for sale. This is a die cut card, and remember what a die cut is. A die cut is anything that's not a rectangle. This is an egg, and it says Easter greetings with a cross. And guess what? It's been posted in 1909. Right there. 1909 this was posted, and look at the condition of that. But that's one of the die cut things. It's been in my store probably 2 years. And then I think they got confused. Merry Christmas or Merry Easter. If you see at the bottom of this card, it says have a Merry Easter. So maybe they just used the same card and just dressed them in a Santa hat. But it's a chicken or a bird drumming, and it is embossed, and it's got a foil type ink or something on there. You'd think that would sell. They're just really neat cards. There's a lot of them out there. And we're going to go over the pricing here in a second. This is another cool one that I pulled out. Rabbits painting an egg, and it says Easter greetings, and it's also an artist signed by Blanche down at the bottom here. I don't know if that, I'm not a real big artist sign person, but look at that, that's really cool. Rabbits on a ladder painting an egg. Posted 1907, light embossed. Been in the store 2 years also. I think I got all these in one big batch. I got them pretty cheap, so I'm not losing anything. I've sold some and I got my money back, but they just don't move. Holiday cards, there's just so many of them out there. Even during Easter, I don't see the uptick on them go up that much. But let's check some other prices and confirm what I'm thinking and what I'm feeling about holiday cards. Watch these things. Just because somebody's selling a box of them doesn't mean you're going to get rich on some of these. There might be a gem in them. I might be missing something, but they don't do well for me. So here's the sold highs. Remember, I go out to eBay and all I do is I search on, I think I typed in Easter here. I probably removed some of the higher ones and lower ones to get the average. Really neat ones are hard to find sometimes. They're already in collections and stuff like that. So I just wanted to give the average, because that's what I do. I'm an average postcard seller. I'm not anything special. I do what everybody else can do. So I do the sold high, then I sort it on the sold low, then I do the list high, and then I sort it by the list low. So let's see what these things are sold for. So these are actual listings that sold. I'm not making this stuff up. It's a bunch of bunny rabbits sitting on a park bench, Easter postcard, circa 1910. So $15 plus $1, so $16.50 that card sold for. You notice I just had some bunnies painting an egg. I guess I need them sitting down on a bench. $16. The next one though is a clap saddle. Remember what I said about artist signed? This is a clap saddle, unsigned. And I'm, like I said, I'm not good at with artist signed how to verify all these and stuff like that. But the title says that, so I'll take their word for it. $3.99 in auction, one bid, $1.25. That's the problem with auctions. If you only get one person, they're going to take the starting price. You need to get at least 2 people going at it. That's where you make the money. Is when you get 2 people wanting that card and they just keep going against it and they get caught up in the fray. One, you know, even more people would be good. But that one, the clap saddle sold for $4.25. Sweet Vintage Raphael Tuck Easter Postcard Series 111 Child Yellow Chicks Flaw. I'm not for sure what they mean by flaw, because they didn't, maybe it's in the description. $4.39, one bid, or 3 bids on that one, so they got a little bit more. So you got a $15 one, $4, $5, $4. Those are what's sold. Then you get into the sold low. They're not far off from the sold high. I had to dig a little bit to make sure I didn't get the same cards. You got one here just says Happy Easter, $1.75 free shipping. Ain't no money there. Next one, $3 free shipping. Just some chickens. Buy it now. The next one's a buy it now. Best offer, $1.50 best offer. Like I've said before, Don't put best offer on those. I don't recommend that, because what are they going to offer? 75 cents? There's no money in that. I would lot these things up, and I'm going to show you pricing that after I go through the listed, what the lots are going for. When people sell more of these cards, doing that probably for crafts and stuff. But as you notice, we got one $15 one, and the rest are selling between $1 and $5. So you can throw that $15 one probably out. And so you know, if you get an Easter card, you're going to sell it between $1 and $4. But people are listing these things crazy again. Look at this one here, $34.95 or best offer, $3.95 shipping, free returns. Antique Easter postcards, humanized. There's a word for that. It's anamorphic, I think. I got a video coming out about animals acting as humans. People are not going to search on humanized, I don't think. I don't think that's a term anybody's going to look at. And using all caps in there, like I said before, is not best practice. Antique is not best practice. The word postcards in there, but Easter postcard is probably what the search is going to pull up. But humanized, that's just not a key word to me. I'm never going to, I'm thinking robots. So $34.95, and it's a top rated seller. So maybe there's something with that card, but I don't see artist signed. I don't see in the title that would pull me to a $35 postcard, but I just saw a whole bunch for $5. But remember, we know postcards. A lot of people are buying postcards, might not know what we know. Now vintage, the next one is $12.95 best offer, $5 shipping. Use eBay standard envelope. Give the people a break. Vintage early 1900s postcards depicting with chicks. I'm not even going to go into that title. $12.95. It's what $17 for that card. The next one is circa 1910 lovely flower border elf riding rabbits, $12.25. They've already priced it down 30%. Still asking best offer, $4.60. So $16 for that card. Not going to sell, folks, unless there's something special I'm missing. To me, unless other people are doing very well with these, let me know in the comments. But for me, I would pass on all these. I wouldn't even probably pick them up and list them unless they're in lots. I hate to be critical like this, but this is what a lot of people comment to me about, is what people are listing that don't sell postcards, and they think they're just worth a lot, and they didn't do the research, just like I'm doing here. It takes 5 minutes to really go see what you got. Now maybe you paid up and you got to get that, but they're just going to sit. Then we look at the listed low. So you're fighting against the $34.95, and then you come over here and you got the Easter greeting old postcards. Easter greeting, $5 best offer, 75 cents shipping. Chickens, and there was chickens on the other one for $12.95. Used Easter postcards, PC bunny, $2.99, $3 shipping. So it costs more to ship it than to pay for the card by a penny. And it's just a poem with 2 little rabbits. Vintage Easter postcards chicken, and I think they put the inventory number up front again. We saw that before in another video. They need to move that to the end. Put your first 5 words in there that is going to get you in search, get you on the top page. That's where you want to be. Buy it now, free shipping. Chickens, $6.99. That's still over to what I'm seeing. It's in the ballpark, those and stuff like that, but the $2.99 one would probably sell if they did eBay standard envelope and added, make it a $4 card, free shipping, then use eBay standard envelope, and they wouldn't lose anything, they would gain. And then that, and like the bottom one, $6.99, and they're using eBay standard envelope. But those are listed, and I always go through those because I want to bounce them against sold and just see, what people are doing out there. Am I missing something, and try to learn. But a lot of times I don't learn in the listed, I learn it on the sold. But when I was out there searching for the prices, and remember when I do these videos, I do some research. I always learn. I always learn something. I get better and better every time I'm reviewing these. So if you watch these videos, watch them again, and so you can skip through them on the chapters and the timeline at the bottom, timestamps to go through different parts. But I always learn something, and that's why you should subscribe to this channel, so you learn those little pieces to make you better. Maybe you got something that I'm doing that you can share with everybody else. But lots, I found a lot of Easter lots, and I said, I gotta put this on the video. Look at these. This one here, 51 Easter postcards, pre-World War I. I'm not for sure what the was, maybe the name of the artist. $50, best offer accepted, so probably $30 plus $5 shipping. So lots are gonna ship, not eBay, standard envelope. So they got a little bit of money for those. So 51, maybe $1 a card. Maybe they got them in an estate sale for 10 cents, $1 or something. The next one, another 50 postcards, and with chickens, $43 plus $5 shipping. So they got $48 for a lot of postcards for 50. So they got $1 a piece. List of 25 Easter 1900 Easter postcards, $15, $4.65, less than $1. So then we went over and looked at those other ones that people are listing $34.95, and I can go out and buy 50 postcards for $1 a piece. It's a tough market. But lots are what. So if you buy a bunch of postcards and you got a lot of Easter cards and they're just average, I would, to me, my opinion, my recommendation, lot them up like this, go high, offer best offer, and let them go. And a lot of people will buy these cards for crafts, scrapbooking and stuff like that. That's Easter postcards. They kind of fall in the same thing as Thanksgiving and Christmas and stuff. Now Halloween, I don't really do because I can never find them, the good ones out there. But the holiday cards, it's just not on my list. Just like wooden postcards and leather postcards, I really don't actively search for those. It kind of brings my niche down a little bit. But if I do see them, if someone gave me a box of 1,000 Easter postcards, I would put them in lots and get rid of them. That's probably what I'd search through them first and just real quick, and then I would lot them up in Easter postcards. Happy Easter, everybody. Who knew? Now, I did have a sale on Etsy. Sales been up and down, and I've gotten a lot of comments from people saying sales are slow and stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff happening in the world, pricing and stuff like that. A lot of people don't have disposable income to do some things, but we're in a good market. If you got some lower end cards between $4 and $10, people will pay that and stuff like that. But if you're selling $50, $100 postcards, it might be hard. But a lot of those people have the money to spend. And collectibles will sell all year long. It really doesn't slow down, and you're going to see that here in a second for the first 3 months of the year, just to show you what you're feeling might not be what's really happening, unless your checking account is not where you want it to be. But remember, the sell-through rate on postcards is 2 to 5%. If you got a lot of cards, you're going to get a good sell-through rate. But if you only got 100 cards up, it's a tough sell unless they're special cards. If you're doing the high-end cards, there's just so many options with it. But don't get discouraged. It all averages out. It will be okay. This was an interesting sale. And this is the last card. I think this gentleman bought 12 or 9 of these cards. And what are they? Williamsburg, Pennsylvania, or Virginia. Touristy cards. A lot of people would not list these cards. Williamsburg, there's tons of these cards out there. And I got $22 for all these cards on there. Williamsburg. This is the supper room. It covers the public goal. I don't know. Gallows? Where they flog people and put them up on there. This was posted in 1941 in Virginia. It's a linen card. $4.55. Next one in Williamsburg. This is Parish Church. Vertical card, just chrome. And these were well done on nice cardstock. The regular postcard cardstock. And they're in really good shape. I got them in lots or something like that. Ballroom Governor's Garden. Ballroom Garden, Governor's Palace, Williamsburg. Guy's probably a history buff. And then this is the windmill. Robertson's Windmill, 1967 posted. Williamsburg. I got $22 for those postcards. Now on HIP I sold one boat card. USS Lefty Golf CG-55. This is a guided missile cruiser. Just one of the boats. I got many of these cards, and it just took the quantity down. It told eBay, here's the quantity. Bring it from 100 to 99 or whatever. That was a total of 19 cards for $97 on one day's sale. Now instead of one of the polls, I've been tracking some numbers since January 1st. because I wanted to see what the percentage was each month of that people bought postcards from me, and also what day of the week is the best day that people buy postcards from me percentage wise. And I thought I would share this, and I will do it out throughout the year. Now, I did it for 3 months. I didn't do it for each month because one big sale can throw the average and the percentage off. And I saw that, and I said, you know, if I get 90 days, and then I get, 120 days, and I get 180 days, 6 months, it'll level out to give me a better average. So I think I'll show this every so often, and we'll see what the curve is, and we'll put like a trend line in our head in there, and we can see what day of the week that people are buying from me. Now, this is my data. I have different types of cards than maybe you, but it's going to give you a baseline to kind of say, yeah, it does that for me too. But the first graph here is January, February, and March. Out of the first 3 months of the year, February was my best day at 35.29% of my postcards sold out of the 3 months. And the other two, then March did well, and then January. So really, if you look at it, the trend line would be almost even across the 3 months. It's about average on there. And I look at the number of cards, and it's about average there. So as I go out throughout the year, every morning when I ship postcards, I just put the numbers in the spreadsheet, and it automatically puts the pivot table and the chart together for me. Very easy to do. Just an extra step, but it helps me keep track. What I want to see is the summer dip that people say in fourth quarter. But I think collectibles, I think this is going to be true all the way through the year. It's going to stay about 30 to 35%. That's my prediction, but we'll see. So make sure you subscribe so you can keep a look on there and prove me wrong. I'm hoping it gets up to 50%. The next one graph I did is I did it for every day of the week. So each day is Monday through Sunday. And I put the spreadsheet together so it tracks it. I did the graph by that. It sorts it. Very easy to do. I just put the number of cards in. It picks it for the month, and it picks it for the day. Look at that. Wednesday. Wednesday is not off the chart, but it's about 5 to 10% higher than the other days. Monday 13%, Tuesday 10%, Saturday. So Wednesday and Saturdays seems like was when the percentage was when I sell most of the cards. How can you use something like this to help your store? Well, if I was selective about sending offers or those coupon things on eBay, when would I send these? What does this tell me? Save them up and send them out on Wednesday morning and Saturday or Friday night. So they're sitting in the box, maybe Tuesday night into Wednesday. So you're the first thing they see. Before I did this, I didn't know what day of the week would be the best day to send offers or coupons people. So that's how data drives business decisions, not how you feel. Or not, just because you got a lot of money in your checking account doesn't mean that you made a lot of money, because you got to figure out what you spent for the cards, what your shipping supply was, and all that stuff. So this data here is going to tell me what day of the week I need to target my customers to send those offers out on. And I'm going to do some experimenting in that. And I'm constantly doing stuff like this to try to gear down to where I need to be. But that's what this type of data does. It's real data. It drives the decisions. There is no guessing. This is actual. And that's what you want to do. Now, as you go forward, you want to do some guessing. You want to experiment a little and make some changes here and there. But if it's detrimental, make sure you can pull it back. But I thought I would share this, and I'll share it throughout the year on the graph, and we'll see where it is. Now, is your data going to be exactly like this? Probably not. It's probably going to change a little bit. Depends on the cards you sell, your prices, how many cards you have. There's a lot of variables, but this will, I got between eBay and Etsy 34,000, 35,000 cards listed. I have a niche on the naval ships. I don't sell the high-end cards that much. I'm more white bordered on the chrome. My average price is $4.55. Free shipping, free returns, 1-day shipping. So it gives you a baseline. If you did that, where you'd be. Now, if you're doing all artist signed cards and you got 4,000 cards and they're all high-end, this might be totally different. But at least you get a model and you can make decisions on what you see there. It helps you make your decisions. So we make decisions. We make thousands of decisions a day, and you make that decision to go forward or not do anything. You do that all day long. Do you want a hamburger? You want a hot dog? You want ketchup? You want mustard? You want lemonade? You want iced tea? You're making decisions at that moment. And at that moment that you make that decision, you want to have as much information as possible. Now, you don't want to get what they call paralysis analysis, where you're stuck and don't want to move forward because you don't have enough data. You just want something to help you. That's the stats. Keep looking for them in the future. Now, since I got all that out of the way, I got 3 viewer comments I pulled out of the YouTube comments. Make sure you comment below. A lot of people have been leaving stuff for me, and other people have commented. And always review the comments on the videos, because there might be something in there that could help you on there. But Kelly's a person that sells a lot of postcards, doing it a long time. He said thanks for the upload, the video. He's been using eBay standard envelope about a month now. He just moved over to that. Before that, he used stamp and a label, probably like I did for years. And he moved over to eBay standard envelope, and so far so good. He likes it. Mostly just educating buyers on tracking updates, post office to post office. I wish I had switched over sooner, but the packaging of orders is way faster than I used to do it. Yeah, so Kelly finally moved over to that. He likes it, but he's finding out what I found out is the tracking. It says delivered, but it's not delivered. It's still at the post office. It takes a couple days sometimes to get there on there. So I appreciate your comment, Kelly, and I don't see anything different than I learned here. It is faster, and you have to educate the customers. The best thing you do when you use eBay standard envelope and you get those questions come back from customers, hey, I can't find my postcard, it's not delivered, or they right away put a return request in. I've had that. I have a little canned thing. I just said, hey, eBay's got a new way of tracking. It's not like package tracking. It goes to the last post office, the distribution center. It usually shows up in the next couple days. You're fully covered with us. Please let me know in the next couple days if it does arrive or not. And 99.9% of the time, they make it. Then you get them come back, oh, you're the greatest, thanks for all the info, I understand now. So I just cut and paste that every time they do. I got it on my phone, I got it on my PC. Very simple question to send, and people are very appreciative. Don't have to type it out every time. But remember, less is more when you communicate with customers. Less is more. Give them the data and stop. They can put, a huge amount of characters in feedback now, so they can cut and paste your email back and forth. But be very careful with sending messages to customers. Less is more. You don't give them all the ammunition. Just give them the facts. That's all they're looking for. Facts. Boom, boom, boom. A lot of mine might be yes or no. I'm not going to load up a message and spend time doing that, and then you got to answer you're just creating more questions. But thanks, Kelly, and good luck. And if you find anything on that with your experience, let us know. Let me know if there's anything different with that. The next one is Toy Addict. This is about embossed postcards, and she's right on key with this. I agree that the subject sells the card, and that's what I feel is subject probably rules a lot. But there are collectors who only collect embossed cards. Yes, they might collect squirrels. I know one guy collects purple rhinoceroses and flamingos. I'm sure that the subject matters as well, but I would mention embossed in the title. If I have room, it never in the front of the title. She puts it in the back. All that type of stuff I always put on the end of the title, because you want your first 5 words as your keywords: postcard, Liberty Bell, Philadelphia, and put it in there. So she's spot on with what I think and recommend. Thanks, Toy Addict, for watching the video and commenting. Next one's from Amity Robbins. I did one of my first videos over a year ago was on the Fujitsu ScanSnap scanner. I like that scanner as well, and he went out and he did some research, and he says, thanks for doing this video. And this was that old video I got about the scanner. He wanted the wireless capability in a scanner, and the Fujitsu ScanSnap will do that. My Epson 400 doesn't. I bought the wired version. I didn't really need wireless on that one. But he said that Epson only offered it on their 500 model, the wireless. And it was more dollars. Yeah, there's more circuitry and stuff in there, and software development. So they're going to hit you up a little bit. The Fujitsu seems to meet my needs really well. Again, thanks, Andy. Yeah, so there's two scanners that I recommend. One is the Fujitsu ScanSnap. It is a little higher, I would say higher grade than the Epson quality of the piece. It's got an LED screen, LCD screen on the front. It feels firmer. It feels there. You don't have to replace the wheels on there after so long like it says on the Epson. But the Epson does the background border like thing that really makes your edges of your card pop out. The software on the Fujitsu probably is a little bit more I like. The Epson is a little bit more just right to the point. But they both do the same thing underneath the cover. They both give you quality scans. They both save you a lot of time, and they both work well. I have no issues with either one with lockups or whatever. Pick what you want. The Epson is for a good budget one. I would probably recommend that over Fujitsu if you just starting out and stuff. Fujitsu, so it's either way. If I had a chance, I would probably go with the Epson. But since I've seen the Fujitsu, I like that. So I'm on the fence with it. I'm not going to defend either one. They both have their qualities and pros and cons. But Andy picked the Fujitsu wireless version. He won't have a problem. I have a video. And if anybody has a Fujitsu ScanSnap and has any questions, let me know. I've had mine for a while. And I can send you the settings I have where you can watch the video. Same with the Epson. I've had it for a while. I haven't really changed much on it. Really experimented as much as I did on the ScanSnap. But if anybody's got questions, put in the comments, and I've sent screenshots of my setup to people if they have any issues. Holiday cards. I keep going back to that. I just can't seem to crack that nut, as they call it, for holiday cards. And that's probably why I really don't look at them as often. Just to reinforce that, watch this video on Thanksgiving. Are they more collectible than sellable? Is what the title I put on there. I think more people collect the turkeys and the eggs and the Santas than than I can sell them. And there's so many out there. But watch that video. Good luck, and I'll catch you on the next one.